Hey everyone, welcome to the Q3 recap here at Tolmiros. Strong quarter here. We'll take it. U.S. equities up across the board. S&P up over 8%. Nasdaq really, leading the way. That big tech trade, the AI trade, this quarter. Also emerging markets, though. International's continuing the strong push in Q3, particularly led by China. And then bonds up a couple percent this quarter. Obviously the news coming out of the Fed that they're likely to cut rates.
Yeah. So they made a rate cut in September, which was widely anticipated. They have projected future rate cuts as well, which calmed the market a little bit. I know in the past few years, September's been kind of a naughty month for us, but we got through it all right so far this year. And as Ryan touched on, internationals continue to lead the way across all asset classes, especially emerging markets. We see an environment there in international markets that like a weaker dollar. And so we see stocks trading at a bit of a premium over there. And honestly, the weaker dollar is also at play with the gold trade, right?
Yeah. Obviously, gold has gotten a lot of headlines too. You're hitting all-time highs. Really that trade is driven, by concerns around a weakening dollar in large part. Also potential for maybe lower real yields if inflation does stay elevated, particularly maybe if it turns out that the Fed cuts rates too quickly. Bond yields would go down, but inflation would run hot, which would squeeze, the real yield, the real return, right, and maybe make bonds less attractive. Time will tell on that trade. We'll see. Gold, I'll remind everybody, it is a speculative asset, right? It can move pretty quickly, as you're seeing, really good returns right now, but it could go the other way just as easily. So, time will tell on that, but an interesting trend nonetheless.
Yeah. So as we enter here at the end of the year, last couple of months, obviously we get a lot of questions from our clients around what should I be doing here other than enjoying the holidays, which you should be doing. Some of the things in the financial planning world that you can have your eyes on are tax planning. Once the calendar flips, you no longer have anything that you can do, right? So in this fourth quarter, sometimes, there's opportunities in your tax brackets if you have the foresight to look, either filling up lower brackets with things like gain harvesting of stocks that have appreciated, or doing things like Roth conversions, or if you had kind of a surprise tax hit at some point this year, looking for parts of the portfolio that might be at a loss to harvest here before the end of the year, because once January starts, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, I think the big one, we talked about this earlier in the year, the big one to maybe look out for, and just connect with your accountant, make sure you let them know. If you were subject to maybe a windfall, ironically, an actual windfall from maybe additional Social Security benefits that maybe hit your account back in late April, early May as part of the Social Security Fairness Act, double check on that there was tax withheld on that. That's all going to count towards your income here in 2025, even though they were retroactively paid a large chunk of it for 2024. So that could lead to a little bit of a tax surprise come April, so it's best to get ahead of it and just connect with your accountant on that front. With that said, we hope everybody has a very happy holiday season. We'll see many of you, I'm sure, over the next couple of months, but until next time.
Take care.